Alright, so I'm taking a break from watching Clockwork Orange to play a ROM hack called Sonic Gaiden. Like most of my stuff, I haven't played this before. Mighty, I'm gonna do Sonic. So Mighty is the red one. Kind of like Knuckles, but he's got like a Sonic build. Alright. Oh, interesting, it didn't let me, see if it'll let me start this time. Alright, there we go. Oh, so it's designed like Sonic 1 because you can't do the spin shot roll. Alright. Get some gas here. Okay. Oh, cool. Alright, what's this? Jump. So I really do like Sonic games. I had somebody on YouTube tell me that I told them I'm really more of a 2D Sonic. I haven't really played the newer, not new, but the newer, 3D level games, and they recommended that I start with a couple, and it was pretty good advice. They said some of them draw on, like Shadow the Hedgehog is a really long game and feels drawn out, so it was some good advice, and that's one of the reasons I like YouTube comments. People lately have been pretty cool, but when I post like something that gets a lot of views, it tends to get a lot of positive and negative feedback, so not really much you can say that's too negative about gameplays. Okay, cool. So, this plays just like Sonic 1, like I said earlier. Yeah, so I want to do a movie review about Clockwork Orange. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it now or sometime in the future, but I had a hard time starting the movie. It felt like kind of a bad theater act, and once I started watching it, I'm like hooked. It's really interesting. It's got a compelling story, which I wouldn't expect anything less from Kubrick's work, but he seems to have a really good, or a really interesting fascination with institutionalization and its effects on people. The first movie I saw from him was that I can't even remember it. Oh, it was Full Metal Jacket. Yeah, and I just remember being kind of horror-stricken by how the Marine Gunny was treating the recruits. But Kubrick has a way of doing horror-stricken his audience. But this game is, it's not bad, so we'll see how the first level goes here. I'm gonna hit this one up. Or it's not a one-up in Sonic, it's an extra life, right? Also, I have to say hi to my buddy Matt. He's been posting on, or he's been commenting on a lot of my videos, and I appreciate that. So, thank you, Matt. Look forward to seeing. Oh no! Look forward to seeing your comments on this one as well. Last time we talked, we were talking about Disney and whatnot. I watched one of your videos and we were talking about Epcot, and I absolutely love Epcot. It's like my favorite Disney park. I'm a big food sampler and, beer sampler. And Magic Kingdom, so I'm talking like Orlando, Florida. Oh, a special little secret thing hurt me. But when you go to Epcot, you can just go at your own pace, and it's like really chillaxed. And when you go to Magic Kingdom, holy smokes, there's just so many people. Even COVID, when we went in September, October, there were just a billion Joes walking around with their family, and it was really hard to stay away from people. And they didn't do, they didn't do the fireworks show. So, due to risk with COVID and exposure and all that stuff. So, but it was just so hard to stay away from people. Whereas Epcot, you know, it's half. A lot of people either love or hate the park. It's, I guess, boring, and also just COVID. So there weren't a lot of people there, and it was just kind of walking around, chillaxing, just taking my time. And let me tell you, I can get stressed out about things, but I love chillaxing. I love just taking it easy, and that's everything Epcot. The rides aren't great, but who cares? I mean, you can just chill out. So this level had a lot of drops, and I was getting ransacked for a little bit, but it has a lot of extra lives, which are nice. Yeah, sporting the beard. I'm starting to grow that. I'm going to keep it trimmed. I'm not going to get a nasty beard. My brother's got a really long beard, and I don't want it to get that long. It's not nasty, but it's like really long. And I don't want it to be that long. I want it to be trimmed up like Gucci. So, just got off the treadmill playing some games. There's no reason you can't be working out and playing them games. And because I'm back from overseas, I have to quarantine. I was going to go get a test, but since I want to go see my grandpa, who's 88, I don't want to take a risk. You know, I'm pretty sure I'm fine. I don't want something to happen and then it causes an issue, you know, with the family, so... I want that extra life. My grandma is in the nursing home, and my grandpa lives by himself, and they're both 88, so they're up there, but they're out in the Midwest. Seems like a lot of people that follow my channel are from the Midwest. I used to live in Columbus, Ohio, and you know, one of the things I noticed is people, they really latch onto their roots there, so they'll have been there, born and raised, and have like a ton of family there. And I just kind of walked in and was like, hey, I work downtown, and I got a job, and I bought my house, and one of my coworkers was like, why'd you buy a house? You're not staying here. And I said, well, I might stay here. And then I ended up moving. I moved out to the East Coast. I got a really good job I couldn't pass up. So yeah, I can't afford to live off the income from YouTube. Thanks for watching, but I'm not there yet anyway. But yeah, you know, and I kind of wish I started this channel out when I lived in Ohio, because Columbus had a lot to do. But one of the nice things about it, it was relatively small. Oh no, it's a stupid ball. I hate this thing. It was relatively small, so you could discover like the whole town and city and everything in a couple weeks. So I did a lot of exploration. I went up to Michigan quite a bit. Actually lived in Michigan for about 2 months. No! Okay, so but the Midwest is great. I mean, I've got family in Wisconsin. What I really liked about Columbus was how... Oh no, I should have gotten more rings. I'm gonna die. Oh, there we go. Okay, I gotta go all the way up. So, the houses were a lot cheaper than out east. So it's expensive where I am. It's miserable, you know. It's like you don't retire here. You just straight up buy a house and you just keep working. Like, there's a lot of really old people where I work. They're, you know, I'm not trying to say anything, but you know, when you're working and you're in your like 70s and still going hard in your 60s, it's like, now if you enjoy something, like I think I'd really enjoy playing around with social media and stuff, and like maybe doing something on the side. But if you were working like full time, there was a guy in one of my at my job when I lived in Columbus. He was like 87. And he was still working. He'd fall asleep at his desk. So, I mean, that was in the Midwest, and he really shouldn't. Given I was just talking about the houses, but when you get out to the East Coast, it's like people just don't stop working, and they also start families late. So like they'll be in their 40s and 50s, and they'll be like, "Oh, I want to have kids," and then you're so it's a lot easier when you jump. Okay, so a little tip: go high, not low. But yeah, they'll start families like late, and so you know, when some people are thinking about having grandkids, people out here are like, "Oh yeah, I'm just getting married. I'm gonna have a kid," and And it's just kind of funny. You know, whatever people want to do. Alright, this one's called Magma Castle. So that was a standard... Are you kidding? Okay, that's the thing about ROM hacks. They're evil. Like, look at that. Okay, so Magma Castle. So, you've got your standard Green Hill, Green Spring Zone, like, lushy green level. And then it goes to, like, the Sonic... It's basically just a port. This is like a port of Sonic 1. Where the second level is, like, your Greeky... you know, old labyrinth kind of level, and the original Sonic 1 had more blue tones, and this one's like fiery. And then there was a ROM hack I played that had the same level design. Oh sweet, I need that. But it was all fire. It was just a lot more fiery. It was a lot more like Chaos Fire, and they also skipped like the Green Hill area. So it's hard. It's getting hard to tell what to tell these ROM hacks apart. What I'm really seeing is some of them are insanely cheap. This one actually seems pretty fair. Got some rings. Got the rings. So you want the rings, so obviously you don't die. It's funny because you can have like almost 100 rings, and then you and if you get hit once, it's like only 30 come out, so you get shortchanged. That's not cool. I don't like that. All right, so and then the other thing with ROM hacks are they're not always parallel. Sometimes you have to... Are you kidding me? That was so cheap. Did you see that? I figured it was gonna do that. Now I'm back to where I started. Alright, let's see if the extra life is still up there. Oh no! Oh. Magma Castle. Magma. The, Dr. Evil or whatever. Molten Hot Magma. He's been on, let's see. Not Jimmy Kimmel, I don't want to watch Jimmy Kimmel stuff. The other guy... Oh, I can't remember. Dr. Evil's had some late night shows where he'll show up on late night shows, and it's hilarious. I love Austin Powers. But you know, it's one where he was talking about Trump, and I'm not trying to get into politics, but he was like, I was the evil secretary. And then they said, "Oh, did you have anything to do with the wall?" And he was like, "Oh no, I'm not that evil. I'm up there, but I'm not. That's just dastardly." And I was dying. So you know, we've got some Republicans in the family, but you know, who doesn't? Oh no, I fell for it again. So this is going to be an endless loop. I'm just going to keep getting extra lives and then dying. Oh gosh, okay, I'm sorry, I'm being really dumb. That was really the same thing all over again. Yeah, there we go. There's this whole thing online too about save states. People say, oh, you know, you shouldn't use save states, or it's hit or miss. Some people like them, some don't. It's like subbing and dubbing in the anime. I don't know. If it's a relatively painless game, go for it. Don't use a save state. If you don't have a lot of time like me, it's really hard not to use save states. So I'm by myself right now. So my family's still in Brazil, and so I may have time to not use save states. It'll be great. But I tell you what, like, one of the reasons I haven't started Twitch yet. Well, first I'd like to do some hardware upgrades, but also to be successful on Twitch, it sounds like you have to put a ton of hours in, or you know, you can get there live streaming, not that long, as long as you're really consistent with your schedule. Working out a schedule for me is pretty tough. I just kind of play whenever I have time, and if I were to, I've heard, you know, if you can get more followers the longer you stream, so... Okay. Oh, there we go. I was worried I was gonna get stuck there. But, and then also, I don't know how comfortable I am, streaming yet, just because, you know, if I try a game and then I die really fast, it's like, oh no! that was a garbage stream, and I get a lot of mean comments. We'll see. I mean, with YouTube, the cost is, or the amount of money that you make on YouTube, it seems to be good for like news and, I'm just gonna throw itself up real fast. Okay. Oh, I was supposed to push that on there. Am I able to do that still? Oh no. Maybe I can go back. Maybe I'll go back to what it was. Sweet. Alright. So, YouTube seems to be more about like news. It's almost like a mini news network. Like, people really like to post news, like gaming news, news clips. I saw a really great one. It was something that you probably see in the morning news in Western Ireland, but it was hilarious to me because I would never have seen that piece of news if it wasn't on YouTube. But it was a guy with a really heavy accent. And he said, you know, he's like, oh, look at the little, he's like, look at the frostbite, at the snow, and my accent's horrible, but just trying to reproduce it, it was like, wow, that's really cool, you know, getting to see that, because I don't get those kind of channels out here. But YouTube is a lot of news, and it seems like gameplays, I like to post this stuff, I don't want to just waste it. It seems like a lot of people are involved in Twitch, just because that's kind of what it's built for. But Twitch used to let you upload your stuff, and now it's like you have to have a certain number of followers or a certain amount of account activity to actually upload videos, so it has to all be live, and that, to me, that is actually somewhat of an investment to orchestrate all that stuff. But anyway, eventually I may get the Twitch. That's where all the money seems to... Oh, that was a horrible level. Long. But eventually the Twitch seems to be where, you know, people get all the good money if they get a lot of followers. It's harder to develop a following on Twitch, as I've seen, and it takes, you know, typically you can start with other social media, and then you can be like, hey, I'm going to Twitch, come, you know, shout out, come watch me, and then people will actually follow you over there. But if you start with Twitch, it's like super hard, and I think I gave it a shot just to play with the site, and hung it up for a little bit, and eventually I may go back there. But all you Twitch users out there, you know, you get rich before me, throw me a buck. No, I'm just kidding. This isn't about the money. It's about having fun and talking to people. And you know, if you make a couple bucks, cool. You know, I might be able to invest in some better hardware, but I'm gonna seriously wait until that's gonna be kind of cool though, because the YouTube channel, now that I'm monetized, I should be able to invest in some stuff, you know, and not have to pay for it out of pocket like I have been doing. I'm basically just using my current configuration. But once I've gotten enough, I can get, you know, my Blue Yeti mic broke, so I can get another one of those, and then maybe I can eventually get like a really great computer. But for right now, it's fine. I mean, I can post news, I can do some gameplays. I just have to make sure that my computer isn't too slow. I have to do a bunch of restarts, all that kind of stuff. Oh man. Okay. Anyway, but that's the fun part about getting a little money on the side there. You know, you get to update your stuff, and it seems like people do HT everywhere now. I know the AVGN channel is like really big on that now that they're with Screenwave. But I think it's actually, somebody mentioned this when I was following a chat conversation on AVGN, and just in general gaming chat, and it was like, oh, you know, somebody said, I really miss the old like cell phone quality 460 resolution videos that James did with all the crappy thumbnail art. You know, like those drawings that Mike used to do, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of true. I mean, it added flavor to it, added an element of character to the videos, where now it's all like HD, and you can see a piece of lint on the couch, on the nerd couch in the nerd room. So you can see the lint there, and it's like, oh, and you start looking at all the flaws, like, oh man, they need to, you know, they probably should renovate this room. When the quality was crappy, you couldn't tell. It was like, oh yeah, okay, so they got a bunch of games over there, and but when it's HD, it's like, oh, they didn't comb your hair today. They didn't comb their hair today. You know, there's something in their teeth. So another one. Oh man, I died again. Another channel that I posted about, and it had a mixed reception. A lot of people were just kind of bewildered why I posted about it, but it was the Tourette's Guy channel. They brought another video back after like 2 years, and where's the halfway point of this level? But they released a video after years, like 2 years of not posting anything. I thought that they were done again. They stopped. They went on a hiatus before too. And the video, it was released just the other day. It was really low resolution, to the point where if you have like a really nice HD TV, you're not going to be able to see it that well. It's going to be really disgusting, and you're going to have to look on your phone. But that's how the channel was in 2004. It was super low quality, and they haven't upped the game there at all. And I know they did that on purpose, because you can go to Walmart and get the cheapest cell phone out there and still have better quality than what they posted. But it's what everyone on the channel expected, and nobody cared. Actually, people appreciate that. But you know, it's okay. I mean, when you see documentaries and distant shots, you want it to be HD so you can see it. But some of this older stuff, it's like, I don't care if it's low quality. But that being said, okay, so I'm gonna have to focus here. Eat those things. No, are you kidding me with that? Okay, at least I got one ring. So these fire levels, they're like, there's no rings, there's just shields. The shields are fine. Oh man. Watching somebody on YouTube that lived in a really tiny apartment in New York, and I thought, first thought was, oh, they wouldn't have to clean very much. You know, when you have a North American like comfortable house, it usually requires quite a bit of cleaning, and that's what I don't like doing. Oh, there's a save state. Wow, thanks. And then it's gonna be the end of the level. Watch. Jerks like that. So while I was in Brazil, my cousin, no, I'm sorry, he was my little nephew. No, I'm sorry, he's my cousin. So my uncle's remarried, and sorry, I got confused because there's like a big gap between some of his cousins. But he started watching. He was like, "Hey, you wanna watch? Or do you know of any game channels on YouTube?" Or he heard that I like video games. And so he's Brazilian. He's 8, and he's really not familiar with a lot of older games. So he started watching it, and he was like liking all of it. And he was like, "Oh, this is really cool." And then another kid. His mom taught English at a bilingual school. She's really nice. And she said, "Hey, my son heard from your family that you have a YouTube channel." And fortunately, I told her there's, some adult news stuff that's kind of not for kids and they're gonna get bored, but nothing that's inappropriate for children. Oh no. But I'm really glad, because I don't blue streak in these videos, and I just kind of casually play the games, and so it's perfect because 8-year-olds can watch it. No, when I put stuff up on YouTube, it'll say like, "Oh, is this for kids?" And I say, "No, it's not for kids," because you can literally share content just a lot easier when you're not using what was I saying? I'm sorry. Okay, so you can share content or put links to other videos in non-children specific videos, and I think that's because KidTube, or whatever they call it, doesn't have a as many capabilities as regular YouTube. But you know, YouTube put that together for kids specifically, so it's safe. But anyway, I showed them videos, and they seemed to like them a lot. They were just, you know, oh gosh. You know, so I was really excited because I was like, oh, this is great. This is like a little bit of a market, you know? So hopefully they shared it. And I gotta die. I just lost all my stupid rounders. So I literally, I remember this. This is like almost exactly the same. Oh, this thing's right. I need rings. Get my rings. I do not like water levels. But you know, kids these days, and so my cousin was playing cell phone games, and they were just you know, like what you'd expect, super high quality, almost like Fortnite. But he was playing like Kingdom, world building games, or like what I used to play SimCity. I never really played SimCity, but you know, you kind of get the idea. And he would just play all these games that were really, really new. But when he saw the older games, he was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool!" Because you know, he hadn't seen that before. And so I was just blown away. It was so neat, and I appreciated how excited he was. So, and the fact that I could share this and not be like, "Oh, my channel is not good for you," like Twitch. You know, you got Mike Matei live, and he's cursing like all the time, which is fine. You know, that's kind of what he does. But I guarantee that, you know, if some mom walks in the room and their kid's watching, oh man, give me a bubble, and her kid's watching Mike, she's gonna be like, "What is that?" And then they're gonna end up doing like some kind of a complaint, because it's not, you know, there's all this cursing and stuff. That's what moms do. They walk in on. That's why YouTube has so many parental controls, because the kids will watch YouTube, and the mom will walk in, or the parents, and they'll be like, "What is this?" You know, which I don't blame them. You can't blame them. You can't blame them. I mean, they're being good parents, but at the same time, that's kind of something I thought about when I made my channel. I was like, do I need to curse? Do I need to say? Do I need to like curse every 5 seconds? No, I don't. And the thing is, I don't really need. It's actually not that hard not to. I hate this level. But my family was watching, and they were digging it. And then of course, you know, like my the older folks in my family were like, "Oh, Andrew plays games. That's so stupid." Because like in Brazil, it's you're watching football or their soccer, right? Where you're barbecuing and drinking their light beer, which is fine. That's totally cool. I do that too. But this is it's just so much fun just to like reinvestigate these games. Oh, I hate this level. Oh, I hate it. I do not like this level. Okay. Oh, I have a lot of lives. I might beat this game. Let's see how it goes. So, there he goes, a little SpongeBob pork. What are these, the grounders from, the old, Sonic cartoon. This is like scratching grounder, you know, the robot, there's the robot rooster, and the, drill bit guy. Looks like him. I think he's green in the cartoon. He has something. Yeah. This is awful. I can't see this level. I really can't. It's like so jungly. Ooh. Oh. No, I need to keep this rank. Yes. Oh, thank goodness. Let me out of here. Ah. Oh no! Frustrating. I need rings. Oh, yes! What a mundane, awful... Whoa, the game is like glitching out. Big time. I seem to remember that from Sonic 1. Let me see here. And then it doesn't... It's like you're invincible from your own rings. Okay, you're defenseless now, little jerk bubble. Okay. What is that? Oh. These... I need air. I need air. Give me air. But, you know, when... It's really neat because, you have so many people who are still into this retro stuff. And I used to think about this occasionally, and then I never really thought that there'd be an audience for this kind of stuff. And there really isn't a big audience, you know, like Fortnite is going to have a way bigger audience than this. But I don't play Fortnite, and it would take me quite a while to get really invested time-wise in that, because that's just one of those games where you can just, part-time job, you know, get really good at that. So, please just, yay, save state. Whee! So as you go through the game, if you're not doing too terribly bad, you end up, you know, amassing a lot of lives. Yeah. Ooh, I was supposed to push that. Ah! These are annoying. They're still kind of like jutting out of the wall. And then they're slow, but they're fast enough that it's really hard to avoid. Oh, seriously. Give me air. Ooh. You jerk. Some air. Oh! I thought I still had a ring! No? Oh, man! Okay, that's dangerous. I'm not gonna go up there again. I don't need fast shoes in this place anyway. Give me rings. Give me them rings. Dude. If I eventually got to the point where I could make a living talking to people online and like hanging out and playing games, I wouldn't complain. I think what I do though is I get better at working on cars and like house stuff. Because I know literally nothing about that right now. Other than basic stuff, you know, like changing tires or the battery, jumping your car, changing fluids, just stupid things that everybody knows how to do. I don't know how to do any of that, like serious auto mechanic stuff. That would only be okay. I need air. Yeah, this part was evil. You know, or I'd work on I don't know, like, you know, just flip houses for fun or something. I think I would definitely do that. Get some discretionary income. It's a lot of fun real estate, but problem is that it's so expensive. It's like, oh, I don't have enough money. I can't do it right now. No. Okay. Ah. Down, down. Okay. This level's hard. It's annoying. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. Stupid trident thing. Like, okay, but games can be frustrating. I know, like, you know, as we all know, people get mad when they play and stuff. But is it really more frustrating than going to a 9-to-5 job? I say no. Ah! Okay, I may not actually beat the game! Yeah, I don't think I am. I'm starting to... This level's hard. It's frustrating. And the other thing with Sonic is, you know, if you get kind of bored with a level, you start trying to rush, and then you end up dying. Oh, this guy. Oh, you're dead. No, I lost my rings again. Ah! Oh, I just died. All right. Well, hey, thanks for watching. That was a lot of fun. This level was like pulling teeth, though. But this was a pretty good game. I'm not really sure why they called it what they did and made it look Japanese. It felt kind of like a normal Sonic game. You know, I'm gonna continue. And then I'll just play later. But anyway, you all have a good one.